For years, we've wanted a library in our house. We have books everywhere, all over the house. And we have this space in here that is a dining room that we only use a few times a year for friends and family. We spend a lot of our time here doing schoolwork, planning, whatever needs to be done to get us through the school year. And we've been kind of daydreaming about what it'd be like to have a kind of a cozy room just filled with all of our books. And we continue to add to that. And so we started doing a little investigating, and we ordered some shelving, and we went to the local Home Depot and bought all of our extra trim materials. We had materials here, we had the tools to do it, and we did it. And we have a really cool little space now. If you've ever thought about building your own home library, and building shelving for books that looks permanent rather than just some cheap looking stand-up shelves, this is a video for you. Check it out. We hope you'll leave your comments. Let us know what you think. Tell us if you've ever thought about building a library and thought it just cost way too much. It was way too much work. We did all of this in about 12 hours from start to finish, the painting, everything. And so, hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click your bell for notifications. We thank you for watching our video.
So these IKEA Billy bookshelves took about 20 minutes per shelf to put together from start to finish. Unboxing, putting all of the support shelves, the backing. So really went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. One of the purposes of this video really for me was just to show you that if you're not a carpenter, you're not someone who takes on building projects, that you have a little time on the weekends, maybe the evenings, and you want a bookshelf or you want to build some sort of type of a library in a room that's not being used that much, you can do that, and you can do it for a very inexpensive price. If you hire someone, a carpenter, someone who does woodwork, you will spend a ton of money, and those people are worth the money they make doing that. There was a time in my past when I was an independent contractor, and I felt like I was worth the money that I was paid and that I requested to do jobs. So this was one that I wanted it to go quickly, I wanted it to look permanent, and I wanted it to serve a purpose. And something else very important to remember is that I also wanted to remember that if I sell this house in a few years, one of the things that I wanted to remember as I built this library was that even though I wanted it to look by appearances, I wanted it to look permanent and built in with trimming it out. I also wanted to consider the fact that if someone buys my house in a few years from me, that with a power drill, they can easily take this whole thing apart and get that extra foot of space in the room to have a wider dining room. We just don't use this room that much for dining. It's mostly used for reading, studying, planning, grading, all of the things we do as educators. And so we wanted to keep that in mind as we built this. So that's how we approached building our library. It's something that could be easily removed, a few holes patched, and a fresh coat of paint, and you've got the dining room again. As you can see, we don't have our base built yet. We're basically measuring everything after it's put in place, the depth, the length. We want the spacing between the shelves to be just right so that the trim that we buy, which was 3.5-inch trim, that it would fit perfectly in there and look really solid and also contribute to that permanent look. We made sure that we spaced out the shelves in such a way that when we put the 3.5-inch trim, it was flush. We measured the depth of the shelving, we measured the length of the shelving, taking into consideration the distance between each shelf for our nice trim that would fit snugly in between the shelves, and again, give it that more solid look. And some might ask, why didn't you take the carpet up? We never planned to take the carpet up. We figured that we could put quarter round trim around the base all the way around, and it would look really good, and again, preserve the carpet for later. It still looks very finished and very nice as a finished product, and so we're pleased with our decision. In researching for this project, we also noticed that a lot of folks who maybe did this for a living or took this on as a much bigger project, they did take the carpet out. Some just took a section of the carpet out, but we just made a decision not to do that. And again, we feel good about that decision. I may sell my house in 2 years, and I don't want to have to replace the carpet as soon as someone walks in and says that they don't want the shelving. Could we take that out if that's a selling point, or if they wonder what happened to the carpet? After we built the base, we took each cabinet one at a time. We used L brackets, screws, attached them to the base. Then we put our 1x2 board all the way across the back wall. As you saw in the earlier part of the video, we used L brackets to attach each cabinet up higher, about 2/3 of the way up. And then we actually put another vertical bracket behind each shelf at the top to secure that. So if there's a tornado, there's heavy storms, something happens, and you'll see that the shelving is super solid as it is attached to the wall. I used the stud finder, I used our 1x2s, I used our L brackets, and they are attached to that wall. The only way those shelves are coming down is if the wall comes down. So these are very secure, and again, to give it a sense of permanence, and with the trim on the sides, the trim at the bottom, the trim at the top, it has a built-in look. And again, we wanted to stick within our budget. We knew that we could get the shelving for about $410 or $15, maybe $420. All of the extra trim pieces and pieces of trim and wood that we had around the house. And with that, we were able to do it for about $600. And that made us very happy, and we're very happy with the outcome of our library. So being busy educators here in Nashville, we didn't have a lot of time to spare, whether it be in the evenings or on the weekends. We had Thanksgiving break coming up, and we didn't want to spend our Thanksgiving break working for hours and hours. We just didn't want to give up that time either. So we spent a couple hours in the evenings. We spent a handful of hours on the weekends for about 2 weeks, and we have a total of about 12 hours in there. Again, to all of you who say, I don't think I can do this, and that would be pretty costly. If you want to build a library, you can build a library, and you don't have to be that crafty. Get you a level, get you a handful of tools, order you some shelves, trim it out, and you can have a library just like this for $600. I think that's a pretty good deal. I'm not a super crafty guy. I do like to do things myself if it saves me money, and I think I'm able to do that. And this was obviously something that I felt was super easy to do. So if I can do it, I promise you can do it.
Well, what'd you think? It was easier than you thought it would be, right? $600, 4 shelves from IKEA. We had them delivered here in Nashville. Bought some extra materials from Home Depot. And we had some of the other materials that we needed, paint, brushes, trim pieces, and of course all the books. And we've got us a nice little cozy space here, nice little library here right at home. We hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to leave your comments, subscribe and like, and click that bell for notifications. Hope you'll check back for some more videos soon. Thank you for watching.